everyone, and welcome back to another great episode on the Hope and Renewal podcast. This is where faith meets real life and hard truth is held with compassion. Again, this is your favorite host, Antonio Banks. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope and pray that this message speaks to your heart, and if it does, that you do not keep it to yourself, but you will share it with somebody else. You know, in a world where likes, follows, and titles seem to define a person's worth, we've forgotten something powerful. Respect isn't automatic. It's not handed out like a participation trophy. It's something you build through character, consistency, and integrity. See, anyone can demand respect, but not everyone lives in a way that deserves it. Respect is shown in how you treat others, even when no one's watching. It's how you carry yourself when the world tells you to lower your standards. It's how you rise above the noise, the negativity, and still choose to lead with honor. So today isn't about pride, it's about principles. It's about remembering that true respect doesn't come from fear or control. It comes from your actions, your heart, and the way you live your life. So let's talk about it. What does it really mean to earn respect? And how can we get it back to valuing it the way we should? Today's episode is called Respect is Earned, Not Given. See, in today's world, it feels like we've forgotten what respect truly means. There was a time when respect wasn't something you demanded. It was something you earned through how you lived, how you spoke, and how you treated others. And there was a time when respect for elders, parents, teachers, and even strangers came naturally. See, you earned it through your attitude and your actions, through the way you carried yourself. But now, it feels like people believe respect is owed automatically, even when their behavior says otherwise. See, the truth is, respect is not something you can demand. It's something you must earn. You can't expect others to honor you if you constantly dishonor them. You can't talk down to people, dismiss their feelings, or act superior and still wish to be held in high regard. And respect doesn't come through fear, pride, or ego. It comes through humility, patience, and character. And character is revealed not in front of a crowd, but in how you treat people when nobody's watching. See, somewhere along the way, disrespect became normal. You can hear it in the lyrics of music, see it in the comment section online, and feel it even inside our homes or workplace. It isn't the tone people use when they disagree, and how they talk over each other instead of listening, and how quickly we are to respond, but how slow we are to understand. Real strength doesn't come from being loud, petty, or confrontational. It comes from self-control. It comes from being able to walk away when provoked, and from maintaining peace amid chaos. See, choosing respect doesn't mean you're weak. It proves you're strong enough to lead with grace when everyone else chooses anger. See, when I was growing up, respect wasn't optional. It was expected. You didn't have to remind them to look someone in the eyes when speaking, because that showed honesty and confidence. A handshake was just a formality. It was a promise, a first impression that said, I mean what I say. We even said yes, sir, and no, ma'am. Not because we were scared, but because we were raised to show honor. See, the thing is, respect started at home. You didn't interrupt grown folks when they were talking. You didn't talk back to your parents. You didn't act like you knew more than you did. And it wasn't about control. It was about teaching you to value others, to understand that discipline and humility are foundations of character. And those lessons shaped us and shaped who we became. Now, times have changed. People chase status, money, and followers, as if those things can replace the foundation character used to build. Respect can't be bought, borrowed, or faked. And your success does not measure it. It's measured by how you treat people who can't do anything for you. Yeah, you can wear the best clothes, drive the nicest car, or have thousands of followers online, but if you lack integrity, you still come up empty. See, respect is earned through consistency, honesty, and the willingness to do right when it's hard. It's shown in how you speak to the waitress, how you treat the janitor, and how you react when things don't go your way. I remember when applying for a job meant showing up in person, dressing your best, and carrying yourself with pride. You looked at the interviewer in the eye, gave him a firm handshake, and spoke with respect. What you didn't show is late or distracted, and you definitely weren't glued to your phone. You showed gratitude because that opportunity meant something. And back then, your presence spoke before your words did. The way you carried yourself mattered. Your tone, your manners, your posture, it showed that you respected others and yourself. But today, we've traded professionalism for convenience. We've replaced conversation with text messages, eye contact with emojis, and accountability with excuses. We live in a world where everyone wants to be heard, but few want to listen. See, everybody wants respect, but few are willing to give it first. We've lost the art of connection, the kind that comes from kindness, humility, and genuine listening. And without respect, every relationship, personal, professional, or spiritual, begins to crumble. We've forgotten that respect builds bridges where pride builds walls. It restores the dignity where judgment has stripped it away. And it reminds us that everyone, no matter who they are, deserves the same grace we ask for ourselves. Have you ever watched how a person behaves when they're respected rather than disrespected? It's like something inside them comes alive. Their confidence grows, their effort increases, and their attitude changes. Respect has a way of unlocking the best in people, the parts that stay hidden when they feel ignored or belittled. When someone feels respected, they move differently. They walk with purpose instead of fear. They respect and speak courage instead of hesitation. They give more, not because they must, but because they want to. And when people are constantly disrespecting at work, at home, or in society, the light in their eyes starts to fade. They stop trying, not because they don't care, but because they start to believe they don't count. It's like having a coach who constantly disrespects you, talking down, and making you feel like you're never enough. Even though you're probably the most talented person on the field or court, that disrespect strains your drive. It chips away at your confidence until the game no longer feels the same. It's the same at work. A boss is just like a coach. If you look down on your team, talk to them like you're beneath you, or never show appreciation, don't expect their best. Because nobody wants to give their all to someone who tears them down. And it brings me to the story of Joseph and Pharaoh. Because this story shows how far respect can take you when you carry it the right way. See, Joseph didn't start with privilege. He started with betrayal. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, then falsely accused and thrown into prison, not for doing wrong, but for doing right. And at that point, Joseph had every reason to give up or grow bitter. Instead, he didn't. Even in the lowest places, he carried himself with integrity. He served with excellence. He treated people with respect no matter their position. And because of that, the Lord was with him, and that presence made him stand out. And when Pharaoh had a dream no one could interpret, it wasn't Joseph's title that earned him an audience. It was his character. The butler remembered a humble man in prison who not only interpreted dreams, but spoke truth with grace. And that memory brought Joseph before the most powerful man in Egypt. And standing before Pharaoh, Joseph didn't even boast. He didn't beg. He didn't even try to impress him. He said, I cannot do it, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he deserves. That's in Genesis 41:16. See, that statement alone earned Joseph respect. Joseph gave glory to God instead of taking it for himself. And Pharaoh saw something different in Joseph: his wisdom, his humility, and faith. And by the end of that meeting, Pharaoh didn't just respect Joseph, he elevated him. See, Pharaoh said this in Genesis chapter 41:38. Can we find anyone like this man? One in whom is the Spirit of God. And Joseph went from prisoner to second in command because of how he carried himself. His respect wasn't demanded, it was earned. And that's the lesson for today. When you carry yourself with honor in the pit, God will make sure you're respected in the palace. And the thing is, Joseph's story reminds us of this. Respect isn't instant. It's built over time through humility, faith, and consistency. See, he didn't fight for recognition. He left his character speak for him. But in today's world, people want instant respect without the process, without the patience, pain, or perseverance it takes to build it. Joseph shows us that when you stay faithful in the dark, God will shine his light on you at the right time. So I want to leave you with this question. Are you living in a way that demands respect or earns it? Because sometimes the respect you're waiting for from people will only come after you've proven your faithfulness to God. Respect is earned, not given. And when you live by that, you don't just gain people's respect, you gain God's favor. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Hope and Renewal podcast. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that true character still matters. And until next time, keep walking in humility, keep leading with grace, and never forget, respect is earned, not given. So before you ask someone to respect you, ask yourself this: have you truly earned it by the way you live, lead, and love? Go subscribe to the TikTok channel, YouTube, Spotify, and thank you for tuning in.